Welcome back to another video. Today's review is focused on Netflix documentary entitled, Is That Black Enough for You? And the official synopsis of this documentary is, culture critic and historian Elvis Mitchell traces the evolution and revolution of black cinema from its origins to the impactful films of the 1970s. And before I give out my review, please like the video, subscribe or comment, or just watch the video and keep going on with your day. This documentary focuses on black cinema, the rise, the history of black cinema, and how it had a huge feat, how it was unstoppable in the 1970s. And I felt like this was a pretty amazing documentary, like I'm not gonna lie. I would say the first things that I enjoyed about this documentary was just the interviews in here, as a lot of recognizable black actors are interviewed in here. People that was there from the 70s talking about the importance of black cinema, how all of the different movies that was being released back then, how it had like a huge impact to them and just the black people all around, from Lawrence Fishburne, Whoopi Goldberg, Glenn Turman, Margaret Avery, and many other people in here, from actors, writers, producers, you name it. And all of them did not disappoint with their interviews, as all of them talked about their experiences. All of them talked about how it was important to see us in cinema, and how a lot of these movies are still talked about to this very day. This documentary focuses on the history of black cinema, as I previously mentioned, talking about the very struggles, how it was very difficult for black people to get into movies, from getting roles, producing, directing, and writing, how many white actors would just be in blackface to portray black people and just act like us, perform like us, mock us, just doing whatever they could so that a black person couldn't get a role. But then as the late 60s and 70s come, you just see the rise, you just see the dominance of black cinema from many movies, from Shaft, Coffee, Superfly, Blackula, and just many more movies. Yeah, it was really interesting to see. And this documentary also talks about the music too that was performed by the many different black artists that helped make these movies be amazing that it is. And also just talking about different individuals that help impact black cinema, that made black cinema like what it is today, from Sidney Poitier into many other actors that helped make an impact, like Dorothy Dandridge and many more. Like, this was a nice history lesson, as I found out a lot about different movies that I've never seen before, as I have seen a lot of these movies, but not every single one of them. Like movies like Pam Grier in them as well too. Like, yes, this was a nice history lesson when it came with just seeing the history of black cinema, and just how the 1970s was a wild story. This documentary though just talks about a lot. It just shows how it's just important, how the history is important when it comes with black cinema, and does not shy away too from the ugliness of it. Does not shy away from many producers, the many companies, huge studios that did not want to make these types of movies, that did not want to promote these movies or even work with people like us. But there was a lot of producers, a lot of studios that did not care about that, that love to work with us and everything else. Like, I really did enjoy this documentary for what it was, as it was definitely a wild ride, from just seeing all of these movies, how they were made, how the music helped impact the movie, how all of these artists just make movies and how it is today. Like, I don't have anything negative to say about this documentary. I think this is one of the better documentaries that Netflix has produced of this year, honestly. But yeah, I felt like Is That Black Enough for You was pretty amazing from beginning to end. Just talking about the history of black cinema, from its evolution to the huge impact that it had in 1970s. The interviews in here was pretty good from all of the different actors and producers. The history as well too, showcasing the music and the people that helped make Black cinema, and as well as just the whole atmosphere and just everything else about it. And I would say my rating for this documentary would be 5 stars out of 5. So just thank you for watching, and until next time.